with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. It's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a glance here at the southpaw, who will be calling the plays under center.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. The numbers for him from a week ago, 20 carries, 79 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Back to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Give him 30 yards there.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean, the way they're advancing the football, it's like they're on the practice field having one of their better days. But instead, it's game day, and they're moving the ball downfield with purpose.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. They'll try to run this one in. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand, I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. I think going for it there on the opening drive, CD, if you're that close to the end zone, seems like a no-brainer, and they're able to cap things off with a touchdown.
I think that he was imagining the message he would send to his team if he called for the field goal unit at that point. Great drive, got it all the way down there. You're telling your offense, I believe in you, and you're also telling your defense, hey, if they don't score, we got it covered.
Point after, right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 52 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Off play action. Hawkins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hawkins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Oh, what a move. And one more time. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
All right, let's just go ahead and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports. St. Louis football here to begin quarter number 2. As they're looking at a second down and 9 to go. Wide open receiver complete. And the Saints are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the second time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way you can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Point after here coming up. And it's good to make it 14-0. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's able to get out to the 32. Brought down there. 2 yards. Good enough for a first.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Throwing on first down, Hawkins. And he's got his man in stride, complete. To throw on second down. Hawkins toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their confidence. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Out to his left. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. And the Saints are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Can't get away, and he's taken down. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
from the red zone now. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. He's at the 40, the 20, 10. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. The extra point forthcoming. And that one makes it 14-7. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now back to throw. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's 2nd and 8. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Back to throw here. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Number 13, at 8 yards pickup. First down, Saints.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now Houston's offense taking over again. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On third down, they're going to run for it here. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
A good pickup there, a 22.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get him with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in the second quarter. The Chiefs trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. The 49ers trying to hold on and claim victory. Finally, let's get to the desert. Check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. The Cardinals locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, on the other side, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Operating from the gun, Hawkins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Great 15-yard effort on the ground there on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, Hawkins. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got it not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, Hawkins. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Flyers have got it back to within a score. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Complete to number 7.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. Showed the nice footwork and then hit and drop shy of the 45. They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 68 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And now the ball comes loose. It's going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now. I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to throw. Hawkins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. And that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Hawkins. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for Houston. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going up top. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Off the play fake. Hawkins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And that one really pushes him back. A loss of 9. And now it's 3rd and goal after the sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal.
Let's think about this stage of the 2nd half. You're taking the chip shot field goal, right?
Boy, I'd love to be on the headset right now between head coach and play caller, because you know it's a heavy conversation right here, because I'm guaranteed the play caller is like, Coach, I've got this. I've got to play for this one. But the smart play, kick the field goal, take the chip shot, 3 points.
Yeah, tie the game.
And his kick here is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The Saints coming out now to take the field.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
They're going to look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
The Saints on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. That's taken it around the 40. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Hawkins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And the pressure gets to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
They bring their punter out there now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line.
Off play action. Hawkins. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Hawkins. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40.
67 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he stopped immediately there. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on 3rd down. Here's a give up the middle. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And his kick is indeed good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for our visitors, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears.